看太阳也有什么不同。在太阳底下多晒晒11月的最后的第4周的最后一个星期四，所以天气就开始转凉了。转凉的时候，也是秋天，也是收获的季节。进入收获季节，大家要庆祝，这样的话会过得比较快乐，Thanksgiving 会有一些故事啊 ，holiday。First Thanksgiving.
Hi, I'm Mary Chilton, and I am one of the original pilgrims who survived a year of famine to celebrate the first Thanksgiving in the New World. After arriving in the New World, the first thing we needed to do was to write a document that would guide our new society. Board the Mayflower and sweetened with the syrup from a maple tree.
我们在听那个 Thanksgiving Story， 看看这个。
Imagine yourself sitting around a large bonfire.
More English
The year is 1621.
with
You have spent the last
story.
year traveling from Europe to America on a boat. The journey was very hard. When your family arrived in the New World, you faced a very hard winter. You lived on the boat through the winter together with other passengers. It was extremely cold, and there was not much to eat. But all of that has changed.
By the time,
As you
say
sit
story.
waiting, you see that people are cooking up a huge feast. Meat and vegetables, it makes your mouth water. The cooks include people from Europe that you were on the boat with, and Native Americans who have come to celebrate with you. It's the first Thanksgiving celebration in America, and you are ready to eat. Thanksgiving Day is a national holiday in the United States and other countries. But how did this holiday begin? Where did it start and why? The story starts in 1620, when a small ship named the Mayflower left from England. On board were 102 passengers. They were all people from different religions that were feeling unwelcome in Europe. They wanted to leave to find a new home where they could practice their religion freely. There were also people on board who were excited about the idea of buying land, which they couldn't afford in Europe. They hoped to find a new life and become wealthy in the New World. The Mayflower made a long and difficult journey across the Atlantic Ocean that lasted 66 days. Eventually, they landed at Cape Cod. This was much further north than where they had hoped to land, which was at the mouth of the Hudson River. 1 month later, the Mayflower traveled to Massachusetts Bay, and the travelers disembarked, or arrived and came ashore. They decided to settle or make a home in the area, and they began building a village, which is now called Plymouth. The people who started building the settlement were called pilgrims. Pilgrim means a traveler or settler in a new land. The pilgrims in Plymouth did not have time to build houses to live in before the first winter came. The winter was very cold and harsh, so most of the pilgrims remained on the Mayflower ship for the winter. They were hungry and cold living on the ship. Many people developed scurvy, which happens when you don't eat enough fruits or vegetables. Many also caught diseases that spread easily amongst the crowded living conditions. By the end of the winter, only half of the Mayflower's 102 original passengers were still alive. That spring, in March 1621, the people who were still alive moved off the boat and onto shore to start building their homes. While they were settling on shore, an Abenaki Native American came and greeted them in English. Everyone was shocked to see that he was friendly and that he spoke English. A few days later, he returned with another Native American man named Squanto. Years before, Squanto had been kidnapped by Englishmen and was brought to England, but he later returned to America and could now speak English. Squanto became friends with the Pilgrims and could see that they needed help. The small group of 50 or so people were all weak and starving, and many of them were ill. Squanto felt bad for them, so he taught the Pilgrims how to grow corn, how to fish in the rivers, and how to extract sap from maple trees. Squanto also helped the Pilgrim settlers to form an alliance with a local native tribe, the Wampanoag. An alliance is a bond or union between two groups that pledge to support each other. Later that